Stephen Curry is one of the greatest basketball players to ever grace the court. He's one of the few people that really changed the game of basketball, and his footprint will leave an impact for many generations to come. It's hard to picture basketball without Steph Curry. From 2014 until now, he's had an elite run, breaking numerous records. But what if I told you that he was inches away from becoming another NBA bust? Welcome back to Triple Double, and in today's video, we'll be going over how Stephen Curry almost became an NBA bust. So drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. Stephen Curry has had an interesting path to the NBA. Not only is he the son of former NBA player Del Curry, but he was also born in the same hospital as LeBron James. It's almost like greatness was destined for him since birth. He grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, where his father spent most of his NBA career with the Charlotte Hornets. Del often took Curry and his younger brother Seth Curry to his games, where they would shoot with the Hornets during warm-ups. That's a pretty nice advantage for any kid. The family briefly relocated to Toronto, where Del finished out his career as a member of the Raptors. During this time, Curry played for the Queensway Christian College boys basketball team, leading them to an undefeated season. He was also a member of Toronto 5-0, a club team that plays across Ontario, putting him against fellow future NBA players Corey Joseph and Kelly Olynyk. Curry led the team to a 33-4 record, en route to winning the championship. Not a bad start for young Steph's career. Following Del's retirement, the family moved back to Charlotte, and Curry enrolled at Charlotte Christian School, where he was named All-Conference, All-State, and led his team to 3 conference titles and 3 state playoff appearances. And because of his father's storied career at Virginia Tech, Curry wanted to play college basketball for the Hokies, but he was only offered a walk-on spot, due in part to his slender 160-pound frame. But Curry didn't settle for that spot. He ultimately chose to attend Davidson College, who had aggressively recruited him from the 10th grade. They saw something in him from a young age. So even after having an impressive high school career, no big schools were willing to take a chance on him. But that only drove Curry to be even more hungry and have a great college run. For starters, Curry's path to the NBA does not look like many other superstars in today's NBA, who were one-and-dones, spending just a year in college. Curry played 3 seasons between 2006 and 2009 for Davidson. There, he averaged 25.3 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game. As a freshman, Curry made his debut against Eastern Michigan and put up 15 points in a win, but he also committed a whopping 13 turnovers. So of course his assist to turnover ratio was horrible. However, he followed that performance up by scoring 32 points and grabbing 9 rebounds in a loss against the powerhouse Michigan. He finished his freshman year averaging 22 points per game in the NCAA tournament. However, Davidson and Curry fell to Maryland despite his 30 points. On the bright side, he did set an NCAA record for the most 3-pointers made by a freshman, with 122, and also broke Davidson's freshman scoring record for points with 730. Big recognition came in his sophomore year, when Curry led Davidson to the Elite 8 in the 2008 NCAA tournament, and he averaged 26 points. During Davidson's tournament run, Curry averaged 32 points per game and made a tournament best 23 3-pointers. He also scored 40 points against Gonzaga, followed that with 30 against Georgetown, 33 against Wisconsin, and then 25 in a loss to Kansas. He was on fire. That season, Curry was named the Southern Conference Player of the Year, and in his junior season, his final campaign at Davidson, Curry averaged 29 points per game to lead the NCAA in scoring. Nobody would have expected a scrawny Stephen Curry to do what he did. After his junior season, Curry left Davidson to enter the 2009 NBA draft after becoming the school's all-time leading scorer, all-time leader in 3-pointers, and all-time record holder for 40-point and 30-point games. But this 2009 draft was stacked. Slated behind prospects such as Blake Griffin, James Harden, and Tyreke Evans, it was assumed that Curry could land at 5th or 6th to the Timberwolves, or even 7th to the Warriors, and possibly 8th to the Knicks. The Golden State Warriors ended up selecting Curry with the 7th pick of the 2009 NBA draft.
With the 7th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
Right after the Minnesota Timberwolves had 2 shots to get him at number 5 or number 6, but they went with Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn instead. And that's probably the franchise's biggest regret ever. But if you ask Steph what his expectations were on draft night, it wouldn't have been getting selected by the Warriors. He thought he was going to be drafted a pick later and take his talents to New York.
When I got drafted, It's kind of funny thinking back. I wanted to go to New York, and I got the call from Larry Riley, like, all right, we're gonna pick you in the 7th spot.
So it was probably bittersweet when he had a breakout performance against the Knicks in 2013, dropping 54 points in Madison Square Garden. That was only the start for things to come. But the early years of Curry's career wasn't all peaches and cream. He battled with injuries, and it started way back in college. His coach at Davidson had this to say about Curry. This was in 2007, a couple of days before we played #1 North Carolina at Time Warner Cable Arena. Steph was a sophomore, he had a great freshman season for us, and by this time, he knew there was probably a pro career out there for him. He also had a cartilage tear in his left wrist. The decision had to be made. Get the surgery and miss the season, or fight through the pain. Stephen Curry already knew he had the scouts eyeing him as a definite lottery pick. He could have taken the safe route and undergone surgery. Instead, he powered through the injury to be there for his teammates. If he had surgery, he probably would have redshirted and lost the year, but no one would have blamed him. He was going to be a pro, and he needed to make the right choice. But Steph looked at his teammates and said, "This is your senior year. I'm not going to let you guys down." And his coach said that every day Steph would tape his wrist and just take the pain as it came. And by the good karma Curry deserved, the injury healed as the season went on. So nothing too bad, but once he got drafted, his real injury woes began. And this is the time where some people doubted him. Stephen Curry dealt with a lot of injury-prone talk early on in his career, but he actually enjoyed a healthy rookie season on paper. He was able to play in 80 of the team's 82 regular season games, and posted a solid 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, while shooting 46% from the field and 44% from 3. However, just like his time at Davidson, Curry had to play through some injury during his sophomore season. He first injured his ankle during his initial preseason, then kept re-injuring it during the regular season. Even if he didn't miss many games, playing in 74 total, he had to undergo surgery at the end of the season to repair some torn ligaments. He had his worst year in terms of health during the lockout-shortened season in 2012. Coming off of his off-season injury, things didn't get much better, as he re-injured his ankle multiple times. He ended up only playing 26 games, and the talk of Curry's glass ankle started to spread. Despite the concerns about his health, the Warriors still signed Steph to a multi-year deal.
Got some breaking news, though, of course. Steph Curry has agreed to a 4-year, $215 million extension with the Warriors.
Riding high on his new contract, Steph had a productive 2012-2013 season. He would sprain his ankle every so often, but played a solid 78 games. It's during the offseason after that when Steph really changed his training regimen. The Warriors hired Kiki Lyles to help with player performance. Through the help of Lyles, Curry developed his core strength and learned how to use his hips more to take the stress off of his ankles. And this new training ended up working very well, because from 2014 to 2019, Stephen Curry and the Warriors were on a roll. Curry cemented his legacy by winning 2 MVPs, 3 rings, and became the greatest shooter of all time. And to think that these injuries could have prevented us from seeing one of the greatest players develop is crazy. But luckily, it didn't stop him, and he left talks about being a bust way behind him. And with that being said, that wraps up today's video, going over how Stephen Curry almost became an NBA bust. Comment down below your opinions, and remember to drop a like and subscribe to Triple Double for more videos.